I thought today Jayden Daniels proved he's not a franchise quarterback. He's a franchise changer. And he's not only leading the Commanders to the playoffs this year, I think he's leading a turnaround to where now this team is actually respectable and viewed as competent. This is bigger than just a win on the field or just a good season. He is changing the thought of the last 30 years for the most part, the stink that's been on the Commanders in large part because of their former owner, and now with new ownership and now led by their stud rookie quarterback, we are looking at the Commanders and looking at their future totally differently than we ever have really the last 30 years or so. That is so incredible to watch what a young rookie quarterback who should be so overwhelmed with so much on his plate, what he's been able to do so far this season. And it reminds me a lot of Andrew Luck. I was a Colts fan watching the transition from Peyton to Andrew. And it was only 1 year, but they went 2-14. Team was a disaster. And all of a sudden, you bring in Andrew Luck, and he turns the team around immediately. They go 11-5. They make the playoffs. And all of a sudden, you're a Colts fan. You look at, wow, this roster's not very good. But damn, as long as we got 12 out there, we have a chance in every game. And that's how it feels like kind of watching Jayden Daniels and the Commanders. This roster is better than the roster Andrew Luck had in his early days in Indy. But you watch the Commanders and you're like, yeah, as long as Daniels is out there, this team has a chance. They're never out of it. And it's similar to Andrew Luck in the sense that one man has changed truly the entire trajectory of a franchise. That is so hard to do, almost really impossible to ask of a quarterback, let alone a rookie quarterback. But that's what Jayden is doing. And that's why when you watch this game today and this comeback leading to a Commanders victory, I thought for sure today he stamped what has been one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen. Where today he had 5 touchdowns, totaled 339 yards of total offense, and he was able to help the Commanders not only win a game and stop the 10-game winning streak for Philly, but also in the process of doing so, put up 36 points, which is the most the Eagles have allowed all season long. And this has been the best defense in the league since the Eagles had the bye, which was back in week 4. So for a now, let's call it 2-month stretch, the Eagles defense has been one of, if not the best defenses in the NFL. And Daniels carved him up. And also, by the way, did so by also shooting himself and the team in the foot. For me, the most impressive part of his performance today wasn't the stats we just gave you, the 5 touchdowns, over 300 yards total offense, the 36 points. For me, the most impressive part of his game today was the resiliency he showed. Because this was a guy, and this was an offense, I should say, first and foremost, that turned the ball over 5 times. Think about that. It's so hard to win the NFL in general. It's so hard to beat the Eagles just when you're playing at your best. Let alone now you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game. Twice Jayden Daniels had interceptions, the second of which should have ended the game. You throw a pick, just over 2 minutes to go, the game should be over. We've seen the Eagles run out the clock like clockwork. Game should have been done. And to the defense's credit, they get a stop. A little lucky with a drop, should have been caught, but hey, you know what? You get the break when you take it. And the making of a good quarterback, the making of a good team is capitalizing on breaks when you get them. And so Daniels, who got the ball back under 2 minutes to go, no timeouts, what did he do? Calmly and coolly march the Commanders right down the field and score the game-winning touchdown with less than 10 seconds to go. And so to not only do that, but do it after throwing an interception that should have cost you the game, it's so few quarterbacks I think would be able to bounce back from what should have been a back-breaking, game-ending interception. I think a lot of quarterbacks have become gun-shy. Would all of a sudden start to play conservative. I don't want to lose the game, so I'm going to take it easy. Okay, just threw an interception. Let me just make sure I don't put the ball in harm's way again. He's getting the ball, coming out there, a gamer, still aggressive, fearless. You either have that or you don't. You can't coach that. And Daniels, he has it, man. He has it. So a really impressive game, and now I think really stamps, right, and puts any discussion or any debate of Rookie of the Year to bed. Brock Bowers had a tremendous year, went over 1,000 yards. He could rewrite the record books he already has in terms of receptions for a tight end. He's chasing Puka Nakua's rookie record for receptions as well here the last 2 weeks. Brock Bowers has had a tremendous season for a rookie tight end. Bo Nix has had a great year, and he right now is on track to lead the Broncos to the playoffs as well. But after today, after the season, it's over. The debate is done. Jayden Daniels is winning Rookie of the Year. Let's take it, though, a step further. Let's bring it to the big stage here, because I think Jayden Daniels deserves to be in the MVP conversation. Right there along with Lamar, Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, because he literally is living out what the MVP stands for. Most valuable player. Look at the value he's bringing to the Commanders. Again, first and foremost, we told you about the value off the field. This franchise is now viewed differently in large part because of Jayden Daniels' play, where now that franchise is respectable. There's actually a bright future. How about this? You ready for this, Commanders fans? You haven't heard this word in a long time. Hope. There is real hope that you can actually latch onto because of Jayden Daniels. So he's changing the trajectory and the feelings around the organization. He led the Commanders to their first 10-win season since 2012. And with at least one more win here against the Falcons, starting next weekend, or at the Cowboys in Week 18, if the Commanders can get to 11 wins, it would be the first season in which Washington had at least 11 wins since 1991. The last time they won a Super Bowl. Think about how long that is. I wasn't even alive for that. I've never seen a Washington team win 11 games in my lifetime. Jayden Daniels has the opportunity to do that here starting this week. He's doing things this franchise has never seen. And he's also now helping to elevate an offense that, it's not like the entire offense has been overhauled and redone, right? Terry McLaurin's been there for a while. Brian Robinson Jr. right, has been there before Jayden got there. A lot of the players contributing, Diami Brown, a lot of the players contributing for the Commanders have been there for a little bit. And Jayden's coming in and now elevating that offense where they're the fourth highest scoring offense in the league. He's not along for the ride. He's taking what have been talented players but have not been able to achieve consistent success. Now they are tops or near the top in the league in a lot of offensive categories. So you look at what he's doing on the field and off the field. Like when you talk about value, right? If you really want to talk about MVP in terms of bringing real value, not just the best player and the best team, there's a real case right now for Jayden Daniels to win the MVP. I'm not saying he should win it. I think he should be in the conversation. I think at least now down the stretch here, the last 2 weeks, when you talk about MVP with Lamar, Josh Allen, Saquon, also in the same breath should be Jayden. He's played that well. He's delivered hope. He's been that consistent. He's doing it on a big stage. He's doing so consistently. I think Jayden Daniels deserves MVP consideration for how well he's played this year and the hope he's brought. Someone who maybe didn't say that but could agree in the general principle is Terry McLaurin, who's seen a lot of quarterback play. Unfortunately for Terry, mostly bad quarterback play. After the game, raved about the poise he has seen from his rookie quarterback.
Man, he's so poised. No matter if we're making plays or we're missing plays, he just has a way to stay even keel that I've never seen that from a rookie at any position, let alone quarterback. And he has utmost confidence in the guys around him. And he has a way of just making the right plays when it's time.
He makes good decisions, fearless in the pocket. Now it feels like the game's already, he's still in his rookie year, still starting to slow down for him. This is like, he's a rare breed where you can have one guy, one quarterback, single-handedly turn an organization around. That's what I think Jayden Daniels has done this season. And that's why, for me, I think that deserves MVP consideration.